So to tie the seat platform into the new floor pan, I need to make a panel. I don't want to replace too much of the seat platform if I don't have to. It's really rotten in this area right here the most, and over in here. So I think I'll make a panel that'll just come back to about here. And I got this shape to deal with right here. It rolls down, and where radius is right here onto the floor pan, this bend right here is not perpendicular to this line right here. It's actually clockwise about 2 inches. So I'm going to make the pattern in pieces, and it'll help me locate where the bends happen, where the radiuses happen, and I'll make it in pieces. So I've got this piece I cut with this arc right here, and then this angle right here, and then I'll line it up with the front right here. Put a couple of magnets to hold it, and then now I've got this angle here where the radius is, and now I'll make this piece right here, which is this one. That intersection is my reference point to locate this piece. And that'll be another reference point as far as when I cut the piece out and where bends begin and end. Mark this piece too. So I've got my reference point here for this radius. Again, I lined this small piece up with this corner, and this piece will line up with that corner as a reference. Right as I started to cut right here, I decided to extend this a little bit. Leave a little more material for room for error. This will bend up, down, down, and down. So I need to measure to get an idea of the distance between the top of the seat platform and the floor pan. Right here you can see a little bit of the old radius. That's about all I've got to go by. And so the floor pan is about at the level it should be right here. So I'm ready to start shaping this piece now. This is the panel that will connect the seat platform to the floor pan. Before I do, I have to remove this plate right here. This is a motor mounting plate that mounts the motor that does the seat adjustment. There's two of them, this one here and this one here. This one's not in the way, only this one, and it's just tack welded in a few places down to the seat platform. So I'll have to cut this out, these welds out, and remove the plate. Before I do, I'll drill a hole here and here. That way I can use a drill bit as a locating dowel in order to put the plate back exactly where it belongs on the new panel after I get it shaped and into place. This will let me use the back edge to line up so I know where to put this bend. So after a bunch of test fits, I had to redo this curve right here. I had to move the radius. It was out here too far, making the panel too long, so I moved it back to here. And I also had to put a couple of relief cuts in here to get it to roll around this corner, because when you try to put that roll in, it tends to pop up here and here, and it just seesaws back and forth. So by putting the relief cuts in, it let me make this corner right here, and then of course I'll just weld these up later. But it does lay down flat like it should. I had to go ahead and take that little pie shape out because it was interfering. I couldn't see whether this piece was laying down flat on my floor pan, and it's more important that it's laying down flat. This radius here is different than this radius here, so I had to manipulate it a little bit to get it to lay down flat here and to lay down flat here. So by cutting that little pie shape out, it allowed me to be able to look under there and make sure I was down flat. So I'll just take a pattern. I'll probably make another pattern and just make another piece and weld it into place. So next, where this plate is, there's these little shapes right here that are sort of a relief to allow room for the nuts on the bottom of this plate. So my panel requires that I just put one of them in, this front one. And oddly enough, they are two different sizes. The diameter of this socket is pretty close to this radius. putting the panel in place where it belongs. I'm going to add a little more ink right here. A lot more ink right here. And then I'll scribe a line to try to be a little more accurate. Lay that in place where it belongs. Measure over to it. Got about 1 1/8 inches. One and 1/8. So I've got a line scribed right here, which you can't really see on the video, I don't think, and that's where this will be located. And then I'll just have to trim this away a little bit at a time until I get this point brought up to this point. So I've got to bring it forward about 3/4 of an inch. So I'll drop back here about 1/2 inch. And that's where I'll start my cuts right there. So I trimmed it, intentionally leaving it a little long a couple of times, and now I've fine-tuned it, put it back on the scribed mark, slide it forward, and I've got it so that the shaped piece fits tight against the panel right here. So I'll put some ink right here, and I'll scribe this outline all the way around so I can cut this shape out of the panel. I didn't go over the scribe mark. That's my reference for locating it. Alright, so that's as far as I'm going to take this panel. Once I cut out the area underneath it, this will move back and be in the proper position. And I think I'm going to end this video here.